istituti zooprofilattici. 10 istituti zooprofilattici, and of course we cover issues related to veterinary public issues such as animal welfare, animal health, but also issues related to food safety. But we were also in the first line during the COVID-19 pandemic, because our labs were involved in the diagnosis of the SARS-CoV-19. Just this to introduce our institute, our work, and also to say that internally within the institute we have a training and project management unit that was born in the 19th and that is involved in planning and delivering training activities devoted to adults, of course, to professionals. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, our institute had, as all the other public administration, reorganized the working asset. Of course, that means that we also rearranged all our training activity delivered principally before the pandemic in a residential form, and during the pandemic we essentially delivered training activities online, especially using the webinar tools through a specific platform that we selected, that is the Cisco WebEx system. Cisco WebEx system is a platform probably very well known around the world, and it is a very engaging tool that allow to use 3 different tools that are meetings, training, and events to arrange and to deliver webinars. And of course, they also allow us to use different engaging tools such as breakout sessions and other technological tools that also are similar in very other platforms, Zoom as well. Of course, what happens during the pandemic? During the pandemic happens that we delivered our training activities online, always devoted to our principal participants and beneficiaries that are veterinarian, biologists, lab technicians, chemicals, belonging to the national veterinary authority, competent authority, because in Italy, in a different way from the other European countries and other parts of the world, the veterinary services are under the Ministry of Health and not under the agriculture ministers. So this is an important difference also, because this situation facilitate also the One Health approach that we generally have along in all our activities. What we did just to better understand how our participants reacted to this change, we decide to define a survey, a questionnaire, to investigate during the 18 months from June 2020 to August 2021 how our participant had the perception towards this change from residential to online training courses. The period taking into account was a period where we delivered 83 online courses delivered to reaching nearly 9,000 of participants. And but this survey was directed only to a part of these participants, and the survey was devoted to 3,000 of participants, taking into account and into consideration only the participants that attended our courses at national level. Of course, you have to consider that we also cover the international level with our activities, but also the internal level. So we decided only to focus on participants at national level. So the survey was launched on December 6th and closed on January the 15th. And we received 574 answers to our survey, more or less the 20% of the sample covered. And of course, the analysis of the result was important for us to understand not only the perception, but also to better address the educational offer of our institute after the pandemic period. And so calibrate also the different solutions for distance learning. The questionnaire was composed by 13 questions and was organized into three questions, into three sections. So, the first one, the first section that covered a question from 1 to 5 was arranged just to collect information, general information about the participants in terms of age, profession, number of webinars attended, while the second part of the survey was arranged to investigate the level of satisfaction of the participants attending our activities, and also to investigate future expectation of the participant towards distance training approaches. The last question was an open space question. So we now go through some of the most important results collected by this survey, and the first one, of course, was related to the composition of our sample. This sample was composed. The respondents answered were in an equal base, men and women. The age was for the 30% between 50 and 60 years old, and the 26% of this sample was between 40 and 5 years old. The other general information collected was that the veterinarians were the main group of the respondents, This, of course, confirmed our principal and main beneficiary towards our activities are devoted, of course. They were followed in this survey by biologists. Interesting is also to see that, of course, the main respondents to the survey were belonging to other istituti zooprofilattici, but also to local health units that are our ASL in Italian, and others that were trade association, food industry, other public administration, and so on. Most of the respondents, 434, equal to 75% of the sample, attended from 1 to 3 webinars during the period taken into account, while the 17% declared to attend from 3 to 5 of our webinars. And what we do with the next question, with one of the further question foreseen in the questionnaire. We used the SWOT methodology to analyze the main answer given to the question, because we asked the participant to express their level of satisfaction. So we, in a Likert scale, they expressed the vote from 1, which is equal to rare, to 5, which is excellent, and the main vote the main score we had was a positive evaluation that was principally on value 4. So they choose in the Likert scale score number 5 to express the satisfaction, and we are talking about the 52% of the sample. Of course, they also had the possibility to express also their perception through some specific characteristics that we analyzed through this SWOT analysis. And as you can see in the table, in the figure reported in this slide, we have strengths and opportunities more important and chosen in relation to weaknesses and threats, because of course, as for example, among the strengths, they expressed flexibility, comfortable, that online courses are comfortable to follow, of course, convenient, practical, safe. We are talking about a period where a pandemic was enacted, and of course also other opportunities where the fact that it is scalable way to train adults, of course also a way to improve digital skills. In fact, related to digital skills, another question in our questionnaire was related to technical difficulties during webinars. Fortunately, we had a good answer by our respondents, because the 58% of the interviewees declared they never had technical problem during the online courses delivered by our institute, but while 34% rarely met technical difficulties. For sure, anyway, digital skills have to be improved because not only digital skills have to improve, but also the technological tools are to be improved, because sometimes in the public administration there are no adequate tools to attend in a correct way an online training courses. Sometimes computers not have the possibility to have a video camera, or also sometimes they have problems with the audio. So probably something more could be done to improve and to facilitate the participation of the attendees to online courses. Just to go through quickly also to the other question, is important also to underline that of course our respondents expressed a good appreciation towards the return to residential courses, but they also expressed to have a balance mix between residential and online training courses, because of course if we go through which are the motivation they express the preference to return to residential training courses. The motivation is, the reason is that interaction is important, is one of the most important aspects in residential courses. And of course, this kind of interaction is not always so easy to have and to reproduce during online courses, even if, and this is part of our of the conclusion of our work, of course, is important to invest in trying to arrange and develop online courses, webinars, where the engaging tools are really an important part to facilitate, to improve this kind of interaction between participants. And for example, Outback session are one of the tools that we generally use to improve and facilitate interaction. And just to say that probably anyway, also after this emergency period, remote learning will be a new normality, and probably we are not able to return in a past that is for sure a past situation, because of course things are changed and in a very quick way, and online situation, as this conference demonstrates, are really important, and a tool that we probably couldn't eliminate from our scenarios. Yes, so just the other thing, and that's all to conclude, that of course in this period all the Italian administration are involved also in the so-called digital transition that is part of a process that is of course ongoing. That's all. So thank you for your attention.